Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Dead Cells, where, okay, for a second there I thought something was wrong with the game sound because it went totally silent. Where it seems like people are a little split on the starting the runs in the middle, but I think it was slightly more positive than negative, and also this is a little easier on me, so I think this is how we're going to be doing it, at least for the next little while. So as you can see here, a lot of real familiar stuff going on. I was hoping we would see some of the cool new stuff. I did go and unlock the 2 new blueprints, and then, of course, our 2 new outfits. But I've gotten here on the back of some very familiar equipment. We got the no-hit on the bridge boss because, of course, we did a repeater crossbow plus stun grenade. He never got anywhere near me. The stun grenade, bringing back all of our arrows, he was CC'd 100% of the fight. It was brutal. Hopefully, we can reproduce that here. The stun grenade is just like an incredibly good piece of equipment. I think I was saying in the episode where we were using the door on people, stun is by such a huge margin the best status effect. And then we have a thing full of stun that we just throw at people. It is a total no-brainer. This is a very safe fighting style. Now that said, obviously I don't have a lot of positive feelings about this fighting style against the Giant or the Hand of the King. I don't actually know how boss status effect resistance works, but we know that they do develop resistance against effects. Oh, that was bad. I turned around too early. I did every part of that wrong. I didn't dodge, and also I didn't shoot him. It couldn't have gone any worse. The good news is when we root those dudes, they can still teleport, but they also can't turn around. So as long as we root them facing away from us, they probably just teleport into a position where they're still not a threat. But what I was saying is, I can't imagine we're going to be able to stunlock a boss, especially not the Giant, who's, got such an unusual form. So we're going to be looking to do something else. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. We'll figure it out. Right, our current necklace is double green, and I am unlikely to replace it for anything that is less than 2 points of green on it. Oh, that's not actually in range. There we go. And then, of course, we have Heart of Ice, which is very helpful in providing more giant punches. It's a very safe, very strong fighting style. I feel pretty good about it, and as you can probably tell from the various indicators along the bottom of the screen, not only were we in real good shape at the beginning of the Slumbering Sanctuary here, but also I did not have to buy the flask charge in the ossuary, so we got lots of money. We got to remember, as we move forward here, that we are trying to save up 20k. We want to get through... Okay, well, it's probably best we do this now. We want to get through the new biome. We want to get into the new biome with 20k so that we can buy a flask charge in there, because it's probably going to be important. Obviously, it will not be the case that we take so much damage every time we run through that. I'm pretty sure we're not going to take this. What's my off? Oh, I do have one of the new items in my backpack, the new shield we picked up. So we could go multiple knocks, bow, and shield, but I really like the control offered by this monster right here. Now, as soon as I took that, I did realize, oh, wait a second, we're probably going to have to go through that elite in order to go forward, aren't we? And yeah, I think that may well be the case. Let's try going up here. My guess is we're going to find a door at the end of this hallway. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this will, in fact, be something. Does everybody else clench when a projectile comes flying at us while I'm cursed? Because I clench real bad. Okay. And it's just like, we roll through projectiles all the time. Some might say that's the primary thing that you do in this video game. And yet, when the stakes are that high, it's still scary. Okay, so that's a pretty complicated area down there. I'm gonna maybe, at the risk of boring everybody, wait 8 seconds, drop down, have the Giant punch one of them to death, and then we'll see how things shake out from there. Okay, he got the good one. And all of a sudden, everything was fine. We are also up a little bit from... there was one challenge room that I did, so we are up one scroll from where we might normally expect to be. So that is also nice. Ooh. I don't mind a swarm grenade, but I am certainly not into double damage taken. Also, I think that's all downside, right? Because the swarm grenade itself doesn't do any damage, and I'm pretty sure that double damage dealt thing... Oh, interesting. You hold on. Let's go kill the elite. I think we are now actually going to have to go through that elite to move forward, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe let's kill that elite while we're not cursed, and then... Yeah, okay. Or maybe I didn't need to worry about it. Maybe it was fine. But, you know, caution. 23,000 DPS. It doesn't give the control, and in fact, I feel like the heavy crossbow is one of the items where I get hit the most. In addition, it only has 15 arrows, and it fires several of them per shot. Like, it's really easy to ammo out with this thing. I'm not going to take it. I think it's a good item, but I'm not going to take it because we're about to be cursed, and I guess I could have left it there, but honestly, we're probably not trying to replace this with a different kind of crossbow. We're trying to replace this with, like, weapon and shield. Oh, my. Alright, well, that's going to stay right there. Y'all know how I feel about that giant killer. Okay, so just an extra cursed chest feels like a pretty good thing as long as it doesn't kill us. Obviously, if it kills us, that's bad. I don't know if you guys were keeping up. I wanted to make sure that everybody was on the same page on that one. The stun grenade does do a very small amount of damage. It is not totally damageless. There's a guy on that platform. Okay. Oh, no, he didn't. I was going to say, I'm not sure if the giant can punch invisible guys or not. And then I thought he had. But no, in fact, he punched the bat. Which is strongly suggestive of the fact that he cannot punch invisible guys, because I have a hard time imagining he would have chosen the bat if he could see the other dude. Gosh, I love the giant. The giant punch whistle is so good. Oops, there we go. Broke him out of his freeze at kind of an inopportune time. I thought for sure the Stomp Through was going to kill both of those green bats, and when it didn't, I was so nervous that I had just gotten us killed. I've had a lot of bad experiences with the bats. You might notice that I am very cautious around the green bats a lot of the time, and that I feel very relaxed when we have weapons that are good at killing the green bats. And I don't even know that we've really had a lot of experiences in this current series to justify that, but you'll just have to trust me. Prior to the series, I've had a lot of experiences. You know, I left that giant killer there, but I probably should have just deleted it. There's no way we're going to swap to that before we leave here. If we're going to get... Oh, really? Well, that sucks. If we're going to get weird with our equipment, it's going to happen. I mean, we have a watermelon. It's not that big a deal. But if we're going to get weird with our equipment, it's going to happen during the cavern, right? Probably at the end of the cavern, as it has on so many other occasions. Hey, you! I know you can see me. Get over here. That's what you get for not getting over here. I tried. I tried to play fair. I wanted to do it the fair way. You know, obviously it was an ambush, so look, for a certain definition of fair. But we are now 2 scrolls north of expectation, and that gives me some hopes, damage-wise. Wow, I can't believe this dude is all the way down here. Right, it's wild that he was able to extend his shield up as far as he was. I thought for sure he was going to be on the level in between those two. And of course, root solves all problems. No enemy is scary if you can root them. That's not 100% true. Oh. That's not who I wanted him to punch. Although, obviously, we're fine with it. Okay, I awoke an elite here. It was one of my least favorite things. The elite who awakens when he is more than a screen length away from you, so you can't even tell what's going on. And I suppose we should try to be pretty aggressive in our elite hunting on this biome, because we could get a 3 green stat necklace, which would be pretty nice to have. So we got one of the best traits, in my opinion. By the way, I didn't stop and talk about it. This is our outfit. This is the outfit we earned for fighting the Hand of the King that last time. It looks fine. I mean, it's like a pretty okay version of the Hand of the King outfit, I guess. I wanted to wear it once. We're probably gonna replace it with the red shoulder pad giant outfit after this, which does look a lot cooler. It just does. There's no two ways about that, really. Also, of course, we have a version of the repeater crossbow that has shots pierced through the first enemy, which is the best trait you can possibly get on a repeater crossbow. It just makes everything so much smoother. When you are using a repeater crossbow without it, you can sometimes... I should probably just go back for that watermelon, right? There's no point in waiting. You can sometimes get into a weird situation where it's really hard to root the enemy you care about because other trivial enemies are blocking for them. But this just fixes that. Thank you, Giant. Ah. You know, I would gladly take... I'm not necessarily interested in fighting those guys. I would gladly take a necklace that was just 2 green on something else. Probably. Our necklace has, like, I think pretty good traits on it. You know what? Honestly, no, I don't really care for these. These are okay at best. But I will say, I'm pretty eager to go at the end of the game, that extra biome with a green health bar instead of a purple one. Hopefully not have to spend quite so much... Okay, that's going to be the treasure chest up there. We'll come back for that. Hopefully not have to spend quite so much flask on just staying alive. What do we got here? I was really hoping he was going to take on the demon for us. I'm pretty pleased with that roll. That was a real good aerial dodge roll. Let's work our way across the top here, as we often do. Ah, stupid training dummy. And I'm sure the training dummy is down there with a golem, because there's almost always a golem on the bottom level of these. Okay, that one is over there in a very killable position. This weapon is just so... It's so damn good. This weapon should be against the law. If there was a Geneva Convention, it would be against it. Boy, that guy really doesn't like my biters. Alright, Sepulchre exit already. What's in the 2 cell doors? It's just a chest. Oh, this is the Cavern Entrance, right. We found the good exit. I don't know, I just felt like we weren't done yet, so it didn't even cross my mind that it could be an exit. Alright, I guess let's go do the treasure chest. Once the doors are open, this room is actually, like, very safe. Oh, interesting. Shovel 8S. I mean, that's not going to happen. We're almost certainly going to end up taking our boring-ass repeater crossbow into the cavern and doing lots of good cavern work with it. It's very hard to want to replace a repeater crossbow until you get to the point where, like, a magazine's not killing a large enemy anymore. Because it's so good at killing stuff quickly while keeping you alive. It does both of those things really, really, really well. And I think that, honestly, I think it's better than the other crossbows at that. And I think that, like, that's like, if you're going to have a weapon taking up both your weapon slots, it kind of has to do... No. No, I refuse. It kind of has to do both of those things, right? I love the fact that we're in a place, though, on gold, where I have to think about that. I'd be like, could I take another 10-point curse? Would that be a good idea? Like, this is why I find it difficult to justify the Scythe Claws. And again, I haven't really watched any other people. Like, it's entirely possible that good players love the Scythe Claw. If you are good enough to be able to actually, you know, interact with the enemy, all of the enemy attack patterns and stuff, it's probably quite good. But I have a hard time justifying it to myself internally, because it's like, well, this is just... It's just like having 2 bad melee weapons, it feels like to me. If I could at least get some utility out of it, I think I'd feel a lot better about it. Okay, Explorer's Instinct is the thing I'm always happy to see. We do have to go all the way down. Well, it is what it is. So we got lots and lots of money to play with in the cavern, provided that we, you know, don't do anything crazy and get horribly murdered somehow. I feel like the part of the run where we accidentally suddenly get blown up is pretty much over, though, right? That was the last curse chest we're expecting to see. So I think the dummy's above us? It sure is. Oh god, that was not the... I wanted him to kill a demon, but that was not the one. And we live. Look at that. Didn't even get hit. Honestly, feeling real proud of myself right now. You could probably tell. I shouldn't have done that. As soon as I pressed the button, I was like, he's not going to get the golem. There we go. Got him. I knew we could. I knew we could pull that off. I'm going to let the giant open up on this floor below us here. Works for me. This time I didn't really need him to kill the golem. Okay, so now we're free to go if we want to go. And there's not even a lot of sense fighting enemies for food, because we're all good on food. So do we want to just leave? We can still fight enemies for money, but the amount of money we make from the average enemy, I'm not... Oh, I let him become aware of me. Now the toll must be paid. Yeah, the amount of money that we get from the average enemy, I'm just not even going to stress about it. We're going to go home. Home is the cavern, apparently. I don't know what I'm talking about. My brain's kind of in Dead Cells mode, and less in having any thoughts about the world mode, which is, it's a dangerous place to be, I suppose. Boy, I'll tell you. So the Spelunky 2 series started. Oh, I guess that's what I should have done. I should have fought 5 more enemies for the combo door. Oh well. We probably would have replaced anything we get in it in the cavern anyway, but there's at least a small chance that we wouldn't have replaced it and would instead have gotten to save a little bit of money. But I was gonna say, speaking of caverns, the Spelunky 2 series has started, right? And that game is making me feel like I've never played a video game before. It's like the frequency and brutality of my deaths. It's incredible. I think this series right here stands as some pretty solid evidence that I'm okay at a video game. I've seen a video game before. I know how those work. But if Spelunky 2 were the first thing that you were to see on my channel, I don't know what you would think of me. I don't know how we did that much damage to that guy already. I mean, I guess, like, the root has a damage over time effect on it, and I guess it's pretty significant at the level of scaling that we're seeing here. So I know we're two scrolls up from where we would ordinarily... You know what? Just resolve it. We're 2 scrolls up from where we would ordinarily expect to be, but we only actually have 1 more point of our primary stat coming in here than we usually do. I wonder if that's just that I've not had a 2-color scroll that had my main stat color on it. Could totally be the case. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of one, but, you know, with my memory, who knows what that means. But I just, like, I wonder, because it was a long time ago. Hey, this is a lore room we've not seen before, I don't think. Seriously? The king left one of his statues here? Is there no end to his ego? That's funny now, there's dramatic irony. Yeah, it was a long-ass time ago that Spelunky 1 came out, and I don't really remember very well, I should probably teleport, how long it took me to get okay at that game. I was at the point where I was consistently winning runs in Spelunky. My memory of it is that it wasn't as hard as Spelunky 2, but I really have to question whether that's me misremembering or not, and in which way. Right, it may well be the case that I just, like, it was as hard as Spelunky 2 when I started it. I was dying constantly, and then I just, you know, got good enough that it started to feel different, and all I remember is the feeling from the end of it. Or it might be that I'm just a lot worse at video games now, or at least at, like, the physical hand execution part of video games now on account of my advanced age. Because I'm not, like, ancient or anything, but I'm definitely old for video games. I am, relatively speaking, a dinosaur. Oh, I tried to drop down the ladder and it did not. He just crouched in place. That was a little risky. I thought for sure that the rocks falling effect would only extend to the edge of the platform that that guy was on. Apparently that's not how that works, and I'm not 100% sure why I thought it was. I'm just gonna do this to cheese these guys out. If we have to go this way, we're in a lot of trouble. Let's... Oh wait, it's blowing up. Okay, go now, go now. I don't know why that blew up, but I will take it. Got myself in a little bit of a situation here. Ah, yeah, bad. Okay, I don't know why he stopped shooting, but I appreciate it. Frankly, for the amount of stuff that was going wrong there, that could have been a lot worse. What, did we get hit once? But it's really, like, I'm honestly self-conscious about how poorly the Spelunky 2 series is going. And I was talking to a friend a little bit earlier today, and he was saying that he is getting, like, absolutely manhandled. He's having a real hard time making it out of the first biome as well, so maybe it's just that hard. You know, maybe that's all it is. I sure hope so, because I haven't read any of the comments on those videos yet, out of, you know, not wanting to be, partially, not wanting to be spoiled on anything, and I know people can't help themselves. And then also, out of not wanting to to see people reacting to me doing such a bad job. Wait, this is exactly the way we were just going. I'm a little, like... I have a little bit of RSD about it, frankly. I'm nervous. It shouldn't bother me, but if people are mad at me for doing a bad job at the video game, it will actually affect the quality of my day. Oh yeah, using the giant to hustle on some of those demons is probably a really good idea. It's going to help a lot. Yeah, I think it legitimately may be the case that we've just not, on this entire run, had a two-color scroll have our main color on it. Oh, I tried to execute another one of those fine iframe rules, and I did not. You can see it. My concern about whether or not I'm good at Spelunky is even bleeding in here. I've lost all my confidence. But yeah, like, I'm legitimately a little distressed over it. Which I shouldn't be, that's silly, but I totally am. I might actually just let the giant handle this one. I'm a little surprised that he was able to actually get the one shot there. Alright, this guy's root proof. I know that's not going to work. I guess let's go this way first. And to be clear, I'm still enjoying the game, but I'm definitely enjoying making the series less than I enjoy, like, making this one, because of the fact that I'm doing a bad job and it's got me all in my feelings. Yeah, the giant whistle is super nice to have in the cavern, actually. There's a lot of problems that you cannot solve immediately and directly. Also, you can just, like, get hit 3 times and still be at half health. Being green certainly helps. Some people will tell you it's not easy, and we have hard evidence that that's nonsense. Okay, Giant just didn't feel like he needed to show up here. I guess I was too far away from the demon when I hit the button, probably. As a name for those guys, demon does really work. They can be a real nightmare. We're good at dealing with them now, but we do have to put everything on hold every time we see one of them. They have to be the firstest priority. And they still have the capability to just, like, really, to show up in the middle of a situation and really make it so much worse. Okay, that worked. Oh, it unworked. He came back. Problem solved. Still funny, by the way. It's not doubling me over anymore, but I still think it's funny every single time. You can see I tried to drop down the, not sure why it didn't work. Tried to drop down the chain on that one. It's okay, we improvised a solution. We got there. I mean, listen, even if we do exclusively get 2 color scrolls in our non-optimal colors, it's not like a scroll outside of your optimal color, outside of your main color, is a waste or anything. The health is still nice to have. I'm real worried about our combo here. I've been getting hit in such spaced out ways. Oh no. Yeah, that's a really great example. Oh, you just didn't take that route. Okay, well that's real bad. And we're not going to be able to get any more health off of that guy. Okay, so that's a 12S. I mean, there's no reason we wouldn't use it. It has 10,000 more DPS. I think we might... I'm really unsure if this is the right thing to do, but I'm going to, for the sake of our resources, because we really have to wring every little bit out, I'm kind of thinking we just play real careful until we get disengagement back, because we managed to recover over 20%, right? Yeah, we did. So we play really carefully until we get our disengagement threshold back, and then we wait for disengagement to trigger again before we drink, just so that we are eliminating 5 units of malaise by doing it. Or I suppose we could just eat this and then flask and go pretty much back to full. Was that an unmalazed watermelon? It is. It's colored in. It's not black. That's interesting. I'm gonna just sit here until the whistle comes back, because I saw what's on the next platform and I want to whistle. I want to whistle at it. Did he get the right one? He did. Good work, Giant. That guy's gonna come for us, though. Alright. Yeah, we're already at 12k, which is a hell of a lot more health than we had at the end of the game last time. This definitely changes the math. Not sure what the right move is now. Well, I mean, there's no reason to make a decision. I suppose the move now is wait until you have 5... Oh, invisible demon. Dangerous. Then again, so am I. Yeah, the math now is definitely wait until you have 5 melees before you go making any weird decisions. I am a little worried with this crossbow shooting out a bomb before the attack that it's going to alert things and make them turn around. Sorry, break that, then do this. Okay, it really doesn't take very many projectiles making contact to kill these guys. Oh, by the way, when I was unlocking the new stuff we've gotten access to, I thought I would do it on 3 cells. Because it's not really that many fewer cells earned, but I thought I'd be able to just, like, pay attention a lot less, and I could, you know, I could be watching stuff. First of all, it really does feel like a lot fewer cells. I ended up going back up to 4. But... Oh, no. Do this quickly. There we go. But man, it's like a whole different game on 3 cells. With the enemies not teleporting to you and stuff, I actually found myself having a harder time in some ways, because tactically I've adjusted so much to the 4 and 5 cell behaviors of the enemies. Like I during the corrupted prison, at one point, I got into a situation where I desperately wanted to get some of the enemies to teleport out and follow us, and because they wouldn't, I actually had a more difficult time clearing an area. Obviously, that just doesn't happen if you are using a ranged weapon. The fact that enemies don't teleport to chase you is so much better for purple strategies. It really is. It's a very carefully targeted nerf to ranged weapon strategies and buff to melee weapon strategies. Let's just coming all the way down here so that we have all this stuff marked off so that our Explorer's Rune will trigger as soon as possible. See, like, that's great. That's a great thing to be able to do. And I guess, like, to some degree, it just means that once you're at 4 or 5, you learn to play every weapon as though it is a melee weapon. Once again, just red and purple. I mean, yeah, we're at 5 and 4 on our off stats. It's kind of wild, actually. Good punch. Solid punch, sir. Really excellent work. We are once again going to make him punch himself in the eye repeatedly. Okay, there we go. Fragment, chest. But it looks like we got a lot of the valuable loot already. Fragment again. Okay, so there is one more point of green in fragments remaining. Okay, well, then we must continue. Solid targeting. He's learning, you know, we're starting to have the same read on things. That's a beautiful moment when you work together with someone enough that you start to have the same evaluation. It's like one of the things that is best about... So I'm a big fan, and you wouldn't really know it from the channel, because I don't really play this kind of stuff on the channel. But I'm a big fan of asymmetrical cooperative games. Things like WoW raiding, where you have a whole lot of people who have to work together, but they all have different roles and different ways of accomplishing their roles. And so you are simultaneously working together, but also everybody is having to execute their own game at a very high level on top of the teamwork stuff. I think that's some of the most satisfying gameplay to be found in any kind of game anywhere. And that moment is a big part of what feels so good about it. That moment where you and another person start getting the same vibe and you can anticipate what the other one is going to do because you know what their read of the situation is going to be, and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful stuff. Interesting. 11S frontline shield. Well, as much as I want to play with the new shield, I want to try out this Thunder Shield. We're not taking a Thunder Shield 4 to the Giant. We'll see if we can roll one. Alright, that's got us on 27 main stat, which is good. It's totally fine. So what, we get one more, we get, I think, a whole scroll worth of fragments from the Giant himself, and then two more from the passage afterward, unless we're feeling gutsy and we want to go all the way into the distillery. You know, I have a really hard time with High Peak Castle, but we should probably do High Peak Castle one more time. And figure out whether it does, in fact, have a food shop in it. Because if it does, that changes the math on that enough that it might actually be worth doing, especially if, like the distillery, it actually has 4 scrolls in it, which I would assume that it does. Okay, Giant just didn't show up. There we go, that's what I needed. I would have been fine with him killing either that guy or the demon. Both cool. Okay, so it turns out stun just 100% ineffective against that guy. I realized I wasn't sure why I wasn't stunning them, but maybe it was because I had known that already and I was just remembering. I want to believe that I have that level of wherewithal. Oh, this is going to get ugly. Never mind. Wow, I cannot believe that happened. Also, I cannot believe over the number of elites that we've killed over the past 2 biomes that we haven't seen a single 2-stat green scroll. Also, are we out of dudes? Yeah, we are out of dudes. I am not going to be able to combo. Did a bad job on the combo, frankly. What level's my Giant? Giant Whistle 6. Okay, we got some stuff we got to replace. Are we good to do that now? Do we have all this stuff figured out? Yes, all of the shops are unlocked, and we have nothing to do except leave. Okay, so let's talk about items. I am not opposed to a Giant Whistle, but I don't think that this Giant Whistle is right, and I do think the stun grenade's not really going to work against the boss. Do we want a Giant Whistle? Is there a green item that would be better? Because obviously, like, the high cooldown of this thing is a little bit of a bummer. It does do a lot of damage, but it's probably going to be limited against the bosses, right? It's going to... Strategies that are based on a few large strikes are definitely less good. But with the green ones, we don't have access to the same, like, turrets and spam attacking strategy. I think we're going to buy this whistle. Replace our current whistle. And then we're going to have to upgrade that to an S later. Death Orb. Yeah, man, a Death Orb might be real good. This one does a lot of bonus damage to rooted targets, even. Okay. I dig it. And then we just need to hit the weapons shop, and I don't remember which one that was. It's this one. Okay. What are we thinking? Like Spike Shield a lot. Oh, and this is a super Spike Shield. It's got the plus 300% damage thing, freezes, and okay. Welcome aboard. Well... But do I want to try to get the new shield? Well, even if I do want to try to get the new shield, I'd rather have this than the front line. Yes. Yes, I think that's true. I did get to play with the guitar a bunch. I used the guitar for a big chunk of the getting cells to unlock stuff. It's neat. It's a real neat weapon. Don't think we want any of this stuff. I really appreciate the fact that the unlocking doesn't cost anything. Do I want a giant killer? I guess we should take something. And then here, let's pull it one more time. I think it'll go. Yeah, one more time. Okay, well, I don't think I want to replace the giant killer with seismic strike, so I think we're just rolling like this. This is going to be a little bit more complicated for the post-Hand of the King part of the game, but it should be pretty good for those two boss fights. I just got to remember not to get greedy and let myself get totally rumbled while we are using the hand of the giant killer against the hand, because that's what happened last time. I got wrecked real bad. And then, yeah, man, we're good to go. I don't even necessarily... Here's a part of the problem with this is we don't have any good status effect stuff going on. If we got the shield to have burn on the block, which is a thing that can happen, then that combined with the giant killer could give us burning oil, and then, you know, there's... Yeah, right now we don't have a good way of inflicting burn on a boss, but that would be a good idea, I think, for trying to put together status effect synergies on the affixes on the weapons. I'm expecting the giant fight's going to go pretty well, and then the Hand of the King fight could be a little trickier. Alright, so let's S-quality you. We have a lot of things that spread oil on enemies. Alright, so... You know what I'm realizing I didn't do? I didn't look and see how much money we made during the final biome. So I don't exactly know how much it's safe to spend down to here. But we don't really need oil on the shield because we have oil on the sword. Unless we want to reroll the sword. We have plus 20% damage, and then we have 100% bonus damage to targets covered in burning oil. So it feels like if we could get burn on block on the shield, that would be the way to do this. Okay, bleed on block is... or bleed on parry is something. Poison. Freezes. You totally can get burns enemies. Alright, I think we might just stop here, because I'm really nervous about taking us too low, and ideally we'd want to be able to, ideally we'd want to be able to pull the flask charge in the food shop plus, like, the watermelon or the cough syrup, so we really don't want to go too low. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. And then we do want to reroll our mutations, I think. I don't think Heart of Ice is correct anymore. So what is correct? I think we're okay paying the 1,000 gold here. Right, we got to make 4K over the course of that biome. Yeah, we'll be fine. I do not think it is smart to remove disengagement or that. And then the question is just, what do we take? Do we take one of the shield skills? Do we take extended healing, where, like, if we flask during the fight for 15 seconds, we'll have 50% bonus damage, and then there are elites in the Astrolab, so we could get some malaise healing from that and perhaps save ourselves a flask charge, but I think we might want to just take one of the actual shield skills. I'm going to take Spite, I think. Spite worked well for us last time. We get a lot of reflected projectiles during the giant fight. Alright, so it's just sword and board for the hands, and then when the eyes come out, we give them everything, right? Oh, too early. I love the fact that the giant killer has so much verticality to its attacks, though. So you can actually just hit the hands while standing. Ooh. Why would I do that? Why would that be the place that I did that? That was pretty good. We're just gonna finish it. Okay, so obviously not as good as the no-hitter. Get ourselves a new outfit. So 165. So we did manage to recover health above disengagement level, which means I think that we don't flask. I think we saved the flask for after the first time we get hit during the next biome. We're not taking a Crusher 10 over what we have now. Yeah, okay. And we have to make this decision here. Is it worth taking our pretty high level of resources into, say, High Peak to try to figure out whether it's going to be worth it in general to do that and also to get more scrolls? Or do we just go 30 green into the Hand of the King fight? We'll flask after the first time he hits us. I mean, there's no reason, I guess, to wait on the flask. Right, that pushes back the first disengagement of the fight. And means that it's less likely we'll just get blown up. But I guess we want the first sensible disengagement of the fight to happen early, right? In case we could get a second one. It's 2 minutes, though, between them. That's probably not going to happen. I'm going to just go. We're going to just go. I am going to flask before the fight. We're not going to get a second disengagement during the fight no matter how we slice this. I'm pretty sure. That said, I actually am going to just sit here and wait until disengagement comes back. So, sorry everyone. Yeah, so like we're playing a lot more action games on the channel than we usually do. Right, I don't have anything running that would count as strategy. We're playing a CRPG and 3 action roguelites, just kind of the way things lined up. I was not expecting Hades to come out when it did. That was a big surprise, especially since the update before 1.0 had a huge like public test thing. It was available for a long time in a beta state before the game properly came out. Wow, we gained like 1,000 points on Spite with each of those upgrades. Do we want to... I guess we want to dig for this thing a little bit, but I might want to not do it. Do we want to do it now? I'm a little worried about the money still. I'm going to not do it. We're just going to be tough here. And I do find playing action games more stressful. Doing Let's Play series on action games more stressful. The execution element adds a lot of tension for me. It's a lot of trouble. All right, we are going to execute successful parries. That is how we're going to get there. Got him. Oh, that's not parryable. You can't parry that one. Ah. I parried the first attack and avoided the second one, and then just took the third one full on in my stupid face. That's weird. I did parry there and just nothing happened. I didn't get hit, but also he didn't get parried. I am at least hitting my parries this time. It feels better. And then I parried all 3 of those attacks, and not a single one of them gave me credit for the parry. I one-shotted that guy so hard his soul stopped existing. Yeah. This is way harder. Oh, you can't parry that. It's a thing that I forgot, apparently. Okay, I did a terrible job there. We did way better with the parries than the last time we brought a shield to this fight, but even so, I got massacred. The devoted Hand of the King outfit. It's even more Hand of the King outfit than the Hand of the King outfit we're currently wearing. He drops no money. Alright, well, this is looking like it's not going to be a winner. That fight's harder. That fight's a lot harder this way. Do you get Forge here? Do we get to put stuff in the Forge? I would love to put my cells in the Forge. No, no Forge for me. I think we don't spend the money because I'm real nervous about not having enough money for the stuff. So what do we have? We have 1 flask charge right now. We came into the Astrolab last time with 2 flask charges and the heart, if I'm not mistaken. If we do a really good job here and don't spend any flask now, don't spend any flask to the boss, we could go to the boss with 2 flask charges. And we went to the boss last time with none. So it would certainly be an upgrade. Ooh, boy, that almost doesn't go off in time. And unfortunately, you can't parry that dive bomb from above attack. Because if you could, that would be the obvious solution to that guy, right? This is going to be, this is just going to be more difficult. And I would like to redouble my objection to the giant killer not critting these guys. They're very large. Colloquially, we would refer to them as giants, so I feel like it should count. Oh god. Okay. I see. Oh, he's gonna be a real problem with our loadout then. If he just flies above you and he stays above you no matter how high you get. I'm really hoping to find the food shop early if it wasn't obvious. Really looking. Okay, if we can get the drop on them, we have enough breach that they don't get to load up their nonsense. Oh wow, that just one-shot me. Yeah, those guys are, okay, so you don't want to be melee weapon and shield for Astrolab, because you literally can't kill the book guys. You need to have a solution for that. Well, now we know. That was a thing we could not have found out last time because our weapon was so good at dealing with them. That really collapses the available strategies, doesn't it? Like, you need to have a strategy that's good for the Hand of the King, that is also good for taking into Astrolab, and that strategy cannot not have a ranged weapon. Okay. Well, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, we're going to have a damn ranged weapon. And we'll see you then.